Please welcome Michigander.
Hey, hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
I got to tell you, I was worried before you walked in because I said this morning, I don't know if Jason's going to remember us.
I remember. Of course I remember.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I didn't know if you were going to remember me.
How would I not remember you? You came in here.
I'm pretty memorable.
Anyway, well, first of all, congratulations. The EP is fantastic.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
When you hear it, like we're just sitting there writing the song's playing, do you hear it and you go like, God damn, I nailed that? Or do you hear it and go,
I heard it start and I go, what song is this? I know this song. And I go, oh, it's me. But I luckily had so much time to work on this one. So as of right now, I'm content with and happy with it. But I guarantee you in like 6 months, I'll go, oh man, I should have changed that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I just try not to listen to it.
Yeah. But are you like that with everything? Like, will you go back and listen to the last one or the one before that and go, but it's, I'll let you answer before I answer for you.
I get to a point where I accidentally, like, something will come up on, like, a playlist. And I'm like, oh, that's my song. And then I'll go down the rabbit hole and be like, oh, this one's pretty good. This one's trash. Like, I wish I would have changed that. But is
that because you're better now than you were then? Like then that's as good as you could do.
Yeah, so right now I feel like the new songs. I'm like, oh, this is great. Everything about it is good. It sounds great. But then I do look back and I go, oh yeah, that is like the best I could have done at the time.
Right.
So I feel like I'm always improving. But now I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm coming into like a sweet spot. So
no, that's great.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a great place to be.
It's a cool spot to be.
I bet it's much better than being like, I cannot get anything going. That's right.
Yes, that is much better than that. Yeah.
Also, you know what else I can't imagine? Because it'll never happen to me. I can't imagine just being on some random playlist and one of my songs comes up.
Well, you can make a song. I'm sure we could get you on a playlist if you had a song.
Oh, trust me, you can't.
I know a lot of people. No, I'm just kidding.
How is the audience reacting to the
awesome.
new EP?
It's cool. So this is like the first tour ever where the shows are selling out before we're getting there.
Right.
Like DC was like sold out months ago, and we played last night. It was awesome, and it's cool because people already know the songs.
Right.
And so the reaction is like, okay, this is a new one, and I'm like, oh, they're not gonna like. This is like the bathroom song where people get up and go to the bathroom, but they're sticking around and they're singing the song. So
well, I was gonna say, I saw a bunch of clips from last night and then previous shows on the tour, and it's like you said, it's not just like oh, here comes a new song, and it'll be like we'll see. People are, well, first of all, everybody looks like they're having a blast, but people are wailing away and singing like crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. You write the songs in your bedroom, and then a couple months later, you are singing them like 1,000 miles away from home, and it's always very interesting.
Oh, I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's great. And like you said, the tour, DC sold a bunch of the shows have been selling out. But it's like you said, it's before you got there. But it's the natural progression, right? If you were where you were years ago, and then before that, where it was like, well, I guess I'll just play Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo and then keep going. That's where it should get.
Totally.
Or at least that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah, totally. It's just like this is why you start doing what you do at first, and then now that it's working, it's kind of surreal, and you're like, there's a line out front, and like I'm still like, are they here for the opener? Are they here for me? Our opener's great. Shout out Abby Holiday, but I'm always like confused. Like, they're here for my show.
Why is that hard to grasp?
Because it's been like, next year it'll be 10 years since I started the band.
Right.
And played to nobody for so long. And so now it's like working, and it's very surreal. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta like remind myself, like, oh, I know why. Right. Now I know why. Because like we put the time in, you know. Go back 10 years ago when you put the band together and we're playing for nobody. Yeah.
Is it, if you allowed yourself then to go, here's where I want it to be in 10 years. And maybe at that point you couldn't imagine what 10 years would be like.
Yeah.
Has 10 years, well, first of all, has 10 years flown by, and is it where you thought it would be in 10 years?
It's flown by, but I thought I'd be farther along by now, but now where I'm at, now in the last couple of years, I'm like, oh, I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. And like looking ahead, I'm like, oh, this is a good trajectory. And like, I'm glad I didn't have like, cause I'm 30. I'm glad I didn't have like the same success I'm having now when I was 20.
Right.
Because I feel like it would have like really hurt my development as a human being. Cause the success is so relative and so small compared to like, you know, like these massive bands I look up to. And it's just like a small scale thing in my mind. But if I would have had that when I was 20 years old, I don't think I would have been able to handle it properly. And so I'm glad I like
handle it. Just what comes with it, or just the vices that come.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's not normal for someone to go into a room and have like a couple hundred people like singing your songs. Like,
true.
Or like buying your t-shirts. Like that's weird. And like it's very, to me it seems selfish in a way. But like if I was 20 years old, I feel like I would have just, it goes to my head a little still, but like I can't even imagine what it would be like if I was 20 years old.
So when Jason is in his car and is driving through, Nashville is home now,
I live in Nashville
right?
now, yeah.
Yeah, first of all, what gives? How did we end up in Nashville?
I got married.
Well, there you go.
So but also I was sick of the snow. Yeah.
Because I remember the last time you were in here, we were talking about, and I can't remember if it was somebody else in the band was like, Jason doesn't really live in a great part of Detroit.
Yeah, that was true. Yeah.
Right. And like Jason would, he'd be out or he'd be coming home from shows, and Jason doesn't really live in a good part of Detroit.
That's very true. That was very true. Yeah.
So did any of that play into it? Or is the rest of the band still in Detroit?
The guys, most everybody's moved to Michigan or to Nashville.
Have they really?
Yeah.
So how did you end up there?
I met my wife, and then my now wife. I met her. I met this girl, and we got married right away. I met my wife. I ended up going down there, and I really liked like the collaboration that happens there. There's like people a lot of times associate Nashville with like a country music, which it is.
Sure.
But there's a really big booming like alternative rock and indie scene, and it was just like being a part of that with so many bands that I look up to, and getting to write songs with them and be around them. I was like, oh, this is like really rewarding, like emotionally and like creatively. Like I feel like I'm becoming a better musician being around all this stuff. So that kind of just brought me in, and I just felt really good to be there.
Can I ask you this about the songwriting thing? Because you'll hear it in country music a lot, where they have like writers' rooms, where it's like a bunch of people who, by the way, do go on in some cases to become very, very big stars on their own right. But there's a kind of like a writing community in Nashville, and you do hear about it a lot in country music. But has that grown into like it kind of just exists for everybody?
Everybody, yeah. I mean, it's big in Los Angeles too. It's like it's a lot more fun to write songs with other people, and like you can go into a room at 10 in the morning and have a song and a demo by 5 in the afternoon, and you can go home and have dinner. That sounds like a pretty good game for me. So I like that.
Is it hard to do at first?
It's so weird because you have to come with an idea and be very vulnerable and on. Like if you don't have to be, but like in my circle, like we have to bring something that's like legitimately good and like legitimate, like an idea that's like, I have this weird idea, it might be dumb, whatever, blah blah blah, but here it is, and I hope that by the end of the day we have like this song that like means a lot to me.
But is there do you get insecure about walking in there going, I think this will be great, and the rest of the writer's room goes, this is garbage?
Luckily, I work with a bunch. I've only kind of worked with people who are really good, and so they can take any bad idea that I have and make it listenable. Yeah.
Oh, but what I was going to say about not not being able to deal with it at a young age, and it's still surreal that there's hundreds of people singing your music back to you, or there's people buying Michigander shirts and stuff like that. Was it weird to drive through the streets of Nashville and see a massive billboard of yourself that was up?
Oh, I actually think, well, it was very weird because it came up the day that like a year to the day that I moved to Nashville.
Right.
A billboard. Like, and like the billboard too. It wasn't just like some random back street. It was like it's called the Nashville sign. I actually wasn't.
Oh, so like to be up like that billboard in Nashville is a thing.
That's a thing.
So if I were in LA, that's the Hollywood sign.
Yeah. Well,
shut up. Is it
not
really?
The Hollywood sign, but it's like the one, like what?
It's the Washington Monument.
It's the Washington Monument. It's all the monuments. No, but it's like that was like pretty surreal. I actually didn't get to see it. My wife sent me a photo of it.
Wait, so you didn't even get to see it?
No, I was on tour.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
I know. So we'll have to get a couple more when I get home. I'll call the label. So we need something for when I get home where I'm walking.
Oh, so you make the billboard.
Yeah.
And your wife has to take a picture of it.
She was excited.
Well, of course she was, but I want you to see it.
I wanted to see it so bad. I was like, come on.
Is it down already?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, is it one of those, it goes up for a day?
It's like a digital, like the digital guy. Yeah, yeah. So, but it nonetheless, it is a billboard. People saw it. I saw it.
All right, I want to go back to something. I was reading about the EP. And you putting the EP together, and you said it's a collection of songs about being okay with change and striving to be a better human being, talking about, and that comes out of like going through the worst times and the best times and stuff. Was there anything specific in that, or just in general?
I mean, like the record is kind of like as a not to get too heady, but
right.
Like post pandemic, during the pandemic, a lot of stuff was like brought to light, and like personally, socially, politically, everything. And so we are post-pandemic, we are trying to be better. I think most people are trying to be better versions of themselves.
Right.
I think a lot of people chose to be better versions. They figured out they had some time to like do some stuff, lose weight, clean their house, get organized, make a calendar, and
stop being a dick to
people.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
all the normal things. And, all these, and so since that, I think it's like we are never going to be the same in good ways and bad ways. You know, like restaurants were forced to change; they had to get good at delivery,
right?
And now it's like awesome because like I don't always want to go to a restaurant; I would love to have it delivered. All these things, you know, they just like changed, and we're not. And like personally, I'm a different person than I was before the pandemic. You know,
are you a better person?
I think so. I think I'm a little more. I take care of myself better, and I listen more, and I talk less, and I think I'm a better person. I have a little savings account, which I've never had in my life. So I think that is nothing. It's nothing to brag about at all. It's probably very embarrassing how little there is, but I have one nonetheless. But I think overall I'm like a better person. I think as a society we are striving to be better, but there's just some of those terrible things, you know, they're like out in the open now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. And then the other thing that I wanted to ask you about the EP, you did it out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right. Did you sing into the Prince microphone?
I did.
Dude.
Wait, no. It's something way worse than that.
Wait, worse than that?
We used the Prince mic. Okay, so we worked at Sunset Sound.
Right.
In Los Angeles. Probably one of the I didn't even realize that was where we were going. And then I realized it like a couple days before. I was like, "Oh, we're going there."
Wait, how do you not know where you're going to record?
Someone else is just like the producer, like we're going to a studio to work. I'm like, okay. I think we'll go to Sunset Sound, and I was just like, oh my god, oh that's incredible! Like every record, so many amazing records have been made there.
Are you a big record nerd?
Yeah, big time.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Like, do you collect records?
I have so much vinyl. Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, like so much, too much. I will have to sell it probably before I move again because it's just terrible. It's terrible to move.
Like hundreds and hundreds?
Yeah, a lot, a good amount.
What do you have more of, vinyl or Lego TV sets?
Oh, you're outing me now. I have three. I have The Office, I have Friends, I have Seinfeld. I have all those on my TV stand. I definitely have more vinyl than my 3 Lego sets.
First thing Jason said, we watched it, he was like, oh, look at that Lego set. That's awesome.
There's a little Lego set of the Elliot In The Morning studio right in front of me.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. Yeah. It's very nice. So anyway, so the producer says we're going to Sunset Sound.
Yeah, and so I see the drums and everything, and I think it was on the snare drum, there's a microphone that is labeled the Prince mic. And so we used Prince's vocal mic on a snare drum.
Dude, that's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool. Miley Cyrus was in the other room working on this Flowers album and all that stuff, and then Rufus Wainwright was in the other room, and so we're just all in this little studio, and I was just like, holy moly, we should not be here.
But do you, does everybody at some point pop out of the studio and you're like, oh, hey, Rufus?
I met Rufus, and I met Andrew Bird was working with Rufus, but I did not meet I saw Miley. I probably could have talked to her.
Of course you could have.
I was too nervous. So Miley Cyrus is listening. Hello, Miley.
So is that not how studios work? Like, you can't just walk in and
you probably can't just walk in each studio, but there is like a commons.
Well, if the lights on, probably not.
There's a big commons area, like a big outside courtyard. There's a basketball hoop and a bunch of tables and stuff you could sit at.
Yeah, like she's getting a coffee, you're getting a coffee.
She was pretty in and out, and then you have to go through security to get in, I guess. So she would just get walk to her studio, But she seemed very nice. I watched her interact with some people. I feel like a total
She didn't interact
creep.
with me.
Yeah, she probably just thought I was just some drummer. Shout out to the drummers if Aaron's listening.
Good for you. Good for you. All right, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll play a little bit of music. There's still a ton of stuff we have to get into. Michigander is with us. The EP, It Will Never Be the Same, is out and available now. Take a quick break. It's Elliot in the Morning. How much longer do we go?
I get to go home next week. It's been forever.
I was going to say, when was the last time? Well, I know you weren't there when your billboard was up. When was the... no, it's been a good little run, though.
It's been like 5 weeks. It'll be 5 weeks when it's all said and done.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's an awesome run. Cannonball, the song that we were just playing, but you were talking, before the break, we were talking about like being together and writing songs with people and stuff. You wrote that with Chris Carrabba.
Yeah.
Were you and he tight?
No. I said we're like, we need a couple more songs for the thing, and I said, well, I told somebody on the management team, like, if you guys know anybody else in Nashville that might be good, and he's like, I think Chris Carrabba lives in Nashville. I said, oh, that would be cool. So I went over with Chris and a couple other guys.
But you didn't know him at all?
No, we
is
showed
the
up.
weirdest thing to me, though.
Yeah, we just showed up in a studio with Sam Tenez and Seth Mosley, and we just sat in a room and we wrote a song. And
you'd never met the guy?
No, when we left, he said...
Did you have his vinyl?
I had a CD. Not the vinyl.
Okay,
I had a CD. But then when I left...
does he walk in and you go, oh my God, that's the guy from Dashboard?
No, he's like, hey man, nice to meet you.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for being here. And then after we left, he says to me, Jason, I really enjoyed listening to you sing today. And I went, you are the nicest human being of all time. He's very, very kind. He's very, very nice.
Now, but does that, I don't want to call it a friendship, but does that, like, once everything is done and you leave the studio, like now, like, will you call him up and just be like,
him.
oh, okay.
But
yeah.
in some situations, it's different than others. You know, like, there are definitely times where you leave the session and you're like, oh, I'm like buddies with them. Like, I'm going to go tour with them. Like, but there's some situations where like, oh, it was cool to meet that person. Like, I wouldn't call them.
Right.
Like, I wrote with Manchester Orchestra, and then we went on tour together, and then like I'm like consider those guys friends now. I mean, we did tour together for like 6-7 weeks. So
right.
But it always is different. You know, every little situation is different. Sometimes you go to them and they suck, and then you're like, I don't want to talk to that person again, even though, and then you have to like cancel the next session, and sometimes you just have to cancel a session because you're busy, and you know that always
stuff happens. Sure, yeah, things get in the way.
Yeah, I've had great sessions with people that I just have never seen again, but I wish I would. Yeah.
So do you foresee, or maybe it's just a product of being in Nashville, but do you foresee that kind of being the way that it works moving forward?
Yes and no, because I like did most of this record was a collaboration with folks, but now I kind of want to go back to my roots and just like sit in my bedroom and write songs on my guitar again.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to figure out the balance. It's definitely a dance. It's definitely like a little hard to figure out, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Good for you. All right, what are we playing first?
I'm gonna play the new song called Super Glue.
Oh, excellent. Very good.
Live on air. You caught me off guard, but you don't need a reason to feel the way you do. You break my heart, then you put it back together with some super glue. You could waste all my time. It's alright, I've got nothing better to do. Got your reasons and rhymes. It's alright. Well, am I wasting my emotion on you, baby? Well, am I wasting all my time waiting on you? Or should I give up on this thing that I've been chasing? 'Cause honestly, I don't know what to do. No, I don't know what to do. Da 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 da. I just need someone to tell me when everything is gonna end. Well, to my face you tell me that we're friends, but I know it's just pretend. I wanna hear you talk in your sleep. You take your time when you're staring at me, finding excuses to loosen your grip, but that's not reality. Well, am I wasting my emotion on you, baby? Well, am I wasting all my time waiting on you? Well, should I give up on this thing that I've been chasing? 'Cause honestly, I don't know what to do. No, I don't know what to do. Power's out in Russell Woods. It's never felt like my neighborhood. I'm stuck at home and it sure has got me thinking. Well, should I give up on this thing that I've been chasing? Oh, 'cause honestly, I don't know what to do. Ooh, well, am I wasting my emotion on you, baby? Well, am I wasting all my time waiting on you? Well, should I give up on this thing that I've been chasing? Oh, 'cause honestly, I don't know what to do. No, I don't know what to do. Da 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 da.
Michigander is with us. It will never be the same. The EP is out now. The Super Glue video. Mm-hmm. So I'm watching that, and I'm like, oh, this is a fun video. Look, he's going out in the woods, and everybody's dressing up. But it's actually turns out to be the video of you breaking your leg.
Yeah.
Which you did break while going to make that video.
Yeah, it's called a pivot. Yes.
So we knew, like, obviously, like, when you broke your leg, the news came out, like, Michigander broke his leg or Jason broke his leg, whatever the case is. Did not realize that, number one, that you were in the middle of nowhere. That's going to be a problem.
Big problem.
Number two, that you were actually filming a music video for Super Glue, and all because you had to go take a piss behind a tree.
That's more or less true. I went to go to the bathroom, and I came back. I slipped, but not in the bathroom.
No, I was going to say,
we have to
the beauty is
that.
you finished taking a leak.
I did.
It was the walk back.
It was the walk back. It's always the walk back. Always the walk back.
When the second it went, did you know?
No, I thought I rolled it, and I was like, oh, this sucks. It's going to be a lot of pain for the next couple of days. I got to go on tour soon.
Right.
Just kidding. Can't go on tour. So I was just in a lot of pain, and I was like, I'm fine. And I was trying to get up. I was like, I cannot get up. It's very bad. And so it took forever, like, 'cause there's no cell service. So someone had to go get a ranger. And then they had to bring the
First of all, where, like, I know that
called Angeles Crest. It's like an hour outside of Pasadena. It's like between Pasadena and the desert.
So way suburb of Los Angeles.
There's nothing. Yeah, suburb is generous. There's nothing out there. Yeah.
And I don't know why somebody was like, this will be a great place to go film a video. So we'll go there.
It was very beautiful, and so it looked awesome. And then
did it look awesome when you were laying on the ground staring up at the sky because you couldn't get up?
It was during a heat wave too, so it was 104 degrees during all of this. It was just the worst.
So where, like, is it a place? Is it a park where there would be rangers? Like, how far did somebody have to go?
Station like a mile or two back down the road, but like.
So somebody had to haul ass for a mile?
Yeah, go to the station, and be like, hey, can you get some people? We're over here. Guy broke his leg. He hurt himself. And they come and they wrap it up and they.
Oh, you're skipping over a lot of things. You are skipping over a lot of stuff.
What am I skipping?
So one person falls down and breaks their leg while doing a music video. And maybe it's because they knew that it was a music video that was being filmed and it's got to be somebody famous in there. But do we really need 3 fire trucks, 2 ambulances, God knows how many cop cars? It's in the video.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the video. There's so many emergency vehicles. I was like, at the end of the day, I mean, listen, it's sad, but the guy broke his leg.
Yeah.
Like, we're a little overreaction here.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was too many people. I kept the charm up for the cameras. The minute I got in the ambulance, that's when the pain and the adrenaline wore off. And I was like, oh my God, this is way worse than I thought.
Did you feel, so they did, they come out and work, they come out into the however far into the jungle you are in there to get you. I will say this, though. I had never seen, they put you on a bodyboard or a backboard.
That big wheel?
Dude, I've never seen an off-road gurney.
It was like an off-road thing. I didn't never see that either.
That was kind of cool.
I was like, they better not bring like one of those little guys. I'm a big guy, and also we're in the wilderness. Yeah.
And then, then they had to haul your ass out a mile or two.
Not a mile, but a good amount up a hill. Yeah, up a mountain, I should say. And then into an ambulance, and I made it back somehow.
Did they start shooting you up with the morphine?
Right when the guy got there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll give you this, and then he put a cast around it, and it was just sitting there for like an hour. Being like, how are we going to finish? And I was just like, how are we going to finish this video? Luckily, I didn't know we were finishing it that became part of it.
So did you feel, well, maybe you were just so out of it, but I would be laying on the gurney, making the ride back and just sitting there going like, all right, there's 18 guys hauling my ass up there, and I'm really just laying along for the ride.
Yeah, that was kind of nice. I only broke my leg because I didn't want to climb the mountain back to the car.
But the best part in the video, they make it very clear that you're done peeing because they do show you doing like the post-piss hop to make sure
the
that
reenactment. Yeah, the reenactment. Yeah. It was funny.
But that broken leg pushed everything back.
Yeah, the tour, the record, pushed everything to now. So
did that part suck? Well, I mean, obviously it did.
It was wildly depressing, yeah. And then during that, like, my wife got in an accident, too.
Didn't she get hit by
She got hit by a truck, yeah, walking to work. In Nashville.
So, I don't know what she does for...
She works at a music venue.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah,
which,
Nashville.
like, was one I would know?
Brooklyn Bowl, the new Brooklyn Bowl in Nashville.
Oh, you know what? Good on her. Good on her. So, she's walking to work, and a truck just took her out?
Yeah, at a stop sign. She stopped, the truck stopped, she started to go, the truck went.
At an intersection?
At an intersection, right by the job. She's almost there. And I was at home with broken leg.
Right.
So
hey, honey, listen, what am I to do?
Yeah.
How bad did she get jacked up?
Pretty bad. Traumatic brain injury and like in the hospital for 5 days. And
oh, wow.
Wasn't sure what was going to happen at first, but she's doing good now. She's back to work. And,
oh, is she really?
Yeah, like just recently.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
good.
really really good.
Great.
That sucks for a number of reasons. I mean, first of all, that she got hit, but I would imagine you got home and you were like, well, at least now I have a wife who's going to baby me for a little bit.
And then that's
right out the window.
She was washing my gross, disgusting foot one day, and I said, it couldn't get any worse than this, and then it did. Yeah, much worse.
Did they catch the dude?
He stayed. He admitted to it. He's like, my sunglasses were too dark.
Are you serious?
So, come on, man.
That's what we went with?
Yeah, that's what he went with.
All right, but you know what? At least he stayed.
Yeah, he stayed. Good guy. I don't blame him, you know.
I did want to ask you something, though, to I was reading where it pushed everything back, and you pointed out that there was some good that came with that.
Yeah.
There was some bad that came with that. You're at a point now where on your side of it is you feel like things are moving, things are good. I'm going to put this record out or this EP out, and I'm going to get on the road, and then that gets stalled. Mm-hmm. There's nothing you can do. Your wife gets hit, and like you said, I mean, it was bad. I mean, we kind of looking back, you can go like, oh, but it's bad. Your wife's in the hospital with a traumatic brain injury, and it's very touch and go. I read somewhere that you took all of your gear and all of your instruments and just said, I don't even want to see them.
I let some of my friends borrow some of my gear. I was like, I had no creative energy. I just was like, I'm just going to chill.
And just hole
play
up.
Some video games and relax, yeah.
How And then I read it led to some bouts with, and this all makes sense, by the way, depression, and that you had never had to deal with panic attacks.
Never. I'm 30 years old, and I have never dealt with anything. I'm very privileged, I guess, to never have to deal with any real serious depression or problem. And then I started going to therapy with counseling, and it's been awesome. Yeah.
What is? I want to make sure I have it right. What is EMDR?
I don't know what it stands for, but it's like a special therapy that is really good for people who have trauma. Right. I've never heard of it before.
I'd never heard of it either.
Yeah, it's it drastically changed my life, and I can't recommend it more highly to anybody. It trained the brain, it's scientific and everything. It's legitimate thing, and it's it's great for people who experience some sort of trauma in their life, and they go through the scenario with you while there's either a light moving in front of your eyes, or you have these two pongs in each hand that are vibrating back and forth, and it retrains the synapses or something in the brain,
right,
to cope better and not flare up when you think of the trauma. So I would need to not be able to even really talk about that story.
Oh, really?
Without crying. It was just it would be hard for me. And now it's just oh, that happened. It's good. We're fine.
Do I need to shut up and move on?
No,
okay.
No. It's interesting because it's I wouldn't I was just talking to friends about it. I was just oh, that's hard to talk about. I wouldn't bring it up at all. It was just really hard. But after that therapy, it's been very, very I don't know. It's been very helpful.
I know the EM part. I know is eye movement.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I don't know what the
I don't know what the
other
rest
two
is either.
are.
I feel like I should because I'm such a proponent of it now.
But I'd never, I like you said, I had never heard of it. I don't know, and I don't know that I've ever met somebody. Nobody I know has ever done it.
Yeah.
Was it? I've never had a panic attack. So when somebody sits you down and goes, hey, I want to try this kind of therapy.
Yeah, my therapist said, he was like, hey, this is great that we're talking through all this. He's like, but there's some other things too. He's like, you could see a nurse practitioner about getting some medication. So I did that. She said, you don't really need it. And he's like, EMDR would be a pretty good thing. And so he connected me with someone in town who does that's their specialty. And that it was crazy. It was did
it seem really weird? I mean, stepping away from it is it's helping you, but just as somebody's explaining it to you.
Oh yeah, it's this is goofy. What is this, hypnotism or something? And I'm it's not. It's literally just them. I was holding two little things in each hand, and they vibrate back and forth while we go through each thing, and it's just the way it's set up. It's a talk. It's a form of talk therapy.
And the thing with the eyes is the same thing.
Yeah, same thing with the eyes. Yeah, it's either or, I guess. From when I asked him, I was like, I thought I was going to be... He's like, no, we could do either thing. He's like, I prefer this method. And it was great. It was so great.
And how long did you do that?
3 of them. For more severe trauma, I think they tried 6.
Right.
6 sessions. It's 2 hours each session.
Is it really?
Yeah, he does... The guy who did mine said he does sessions with people who are 6-hour days. They take a break.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah,
that is intense.
But I've had a lot of friends now. See, I thought nobody I knew did it, but then I started talking about it and be like, oh, I did that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So there's so many people who have done it, and I just didn't maybe they didn't realize how interesting it was, but I just been want to be vocal about it because it's it has drastically changed my life.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, listen. If you've gone from a place where even just thinking about, or just forget even thinking about, just feeling depressed and having panic attacks, to be able to now talk about it and be a proponent of it.
Totally, yeah.
That's fantastic.
It rocks.
That's
I
great.
recommend it for, even stupid little things maybe people are dealing with. That's just have been such a struggle in someone's life for many years. Maybe that's the thing for you. And I'm not a doctor, just for, believe it or not.
Now, I think we would agree, all of that is hard and all that is serious, but there was some good that came out of you being down with the broken leg and your wife, and that is a wonderful cameo from Mark McGrath.
Oh yeah, that. Yes, my boys got me a cameo from the one and only Mark McGrath. I forgot about that. Wow. You guys do your research.
It is so funny.
It was awesome. I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh my God. He sang to me. I want to be very clear.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I can't remember the song. Now it's good.
I just want to...
That's it.
Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, Jason.
That's it. That's it.
He said that in the video. Yeah. awesome. Big love for Mark.
All right, now I want to ask you something very, very random. It was I can't remember. You were talking to somebody about how things have changed and times have changed and like the mall has changed and that you used to go to the mall and it's just not the mall that it was. Why were you forbidden to go to Spencer's?
Oh, you can't go to Spencer's as a kid.
Yes, you can.
No,
that's where. First of all, it's at the mall. Yeah. Everybody could go. But your parents told you couldn't go to Spencer's?
Like, you shouldn't go to Spencer's. And some of my other friends' parents were like, you shouldn't go to Spencer's. So we had a little, we won't go to Spencer's. I think I ended up going, but I wasn't supposed to go.
Thank you. Okay, everybody went. Why? Because they had, nudie stuff?
They got that, but they also got phallic images of sorts.
They had fleshlights. They got vibrators. Anything you want is
it's
there.
crazy. I'm 15. I'm like, what is all this stuff?
That's the perfect time to go. At Spencer's. And nobody ever bought anything at Spencer's?
No, they just go in there and giggle and leave.
No, everybody shoplifted from Spencer's.
Oh.
Everybody shoplifted at Spencer's.
That's why I didn't go.
All right. All right, so the EP is out. You get to go home next week, and then I'm assuming you're not going to sit on your ass all summer.
No, I have to do I get to do a bunch more shows all summer long. So.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. And I hope you're such a nice man.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to see that everything is doing well. And I hope I hope everything just keeps selling out.
Thanks, man.
The trajectory is awesome. I think it's
cool.
great.
It feels very cool.
All right, give me another song.
Okay, I'm gonna play an older song if that's okay. I'm gonna play a song called "Misery."
I was hoping we were gonna get Mark McGrath, but that's okay.
We'll get Mark. This is the Mark McGrath special. I was hung up on a dream. Being comfortable was not meant for me. But when you walked into the room, I knew that all my plans were doomed. You started talking to me. So tell me what you're thinking, 'cause I think I feel the same as you. Ooh, 'cause you got my knees shaking. So take my heart and break it in two. I didn't want to let you go. Well, I couldn't find a heart, I couldn't find a home. But if you think I'm misery, then baby, you're the company that never leaves me alone. No, so tell me what you're thinking, 'cause I think I feel the same as you. She got my knees shaking. So take my heart and break it in two. I'm trying to stay awake till I fall asleep. I'm stuck between a pillow and a dream. Well, I'm too busy to call. Could we try next week? You can blame it on me. So tell me what you're thinking, 'cause I think I feel the same. Oh. You got my knees shaking. So take my heart and break it in two. All I want is you. 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 All I want is you.
Michigander has a brand new EP out. It's called It Will Never Be the Same. Jason, thank you so much for coming in.